Shalom. When to flee Babylon? A lot of people ask this question. They know they must flee Babylon, but they don't know when. Do the Bible give us an indication or inkling when to flee Babylon? Yes, it does. I'm going to share with you Isaiah chapter 48. You can find your answer in Isaiah chapter 48, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Hear this, O house of Jacob, who are called by the name of Israel, and have come forth from the well springs of Judah, who swear by the name Yahuah, and make mentions of the Elohim of Israel, but not in truth or in righteousness. For they call themselves after the holy city, and lean on the Elohim of Israel. Yahuah of hosts is his name. I have declared the former things from the beginning. They have went forth from my mouth, and I caused them to hear it. Suddenly I did them, and they came to pass. Because I knew that you were obstinate, and your neck was an iron sinew, and your brow bronze. Even from the beginning I have declared it to you. Before it came to pass, I proclaimed it to you, lest you should say, my idol has done them, and my carved image and molded image have commanded them. You have heard, see all of this, and will you not declare it? I have made you to hear new things from this time, even hidden things, and you did not know them." So here we're seeing that he's already revealed his name, and he's letting us know that he's shown us hidden things. Those hidden things were those missing books that's not in our Bibles that we have now tapped into, and we know what they say. It says they are created now and not from the beginning. And behold, before this day you have not heard them, lest you should say, of course I knew them. So before we got into those books, we did not know those hidden things. He says, surely you did not hear, surely you did not know. Surely from long ago your ear was not open. So our ears wasn't open to the truth. Our ears wasn't even open the fact that his law still stand. Many of us come out of Christianity, and one of the main teachings of Christianity is the law is no more. The law is done away. We live under grace and not under the law. Let's see, what's that stop? Okay, I'm gonna read verse 8 again. Surely you did not hear, surely you did not know, surely from long ago your ear was not open, for I knew that you would deal very treacherously, and were called a transgressor from the womb. For my name's sake I will defer my anger, and for my praise I will restrain it from you, so that I do not cut you off. Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. For my own sake I will do it. So he's talking about deferring his anger, and he promised he will do it. He says, for how should my name be profaned, and I will not give my glory to another? We all know what the other that got the glory. His name was, the world referred to him as Jesus. He says, listen to me, O Jacob, and Israel, my call. He's saying, I am he. I am the first. I am also the last. So the whole time we was in Christianity, we was given another deity, and we was deceived thinking we were serving the Most High. But here he is proclaiming to us who he is. He says, indeed, my hand has laid the foundations of the earth, and my right hand has stretched out the heavens. When I call to them, they stand up together. All of you, assemble yourselves and hear. So he's telling all of us, assemble yourselves and hear. Who among them has declared these things? Yahuah loves him. He shall do his pleasure on Babylon. Okay, so now we're getting he's coming to the point where he's letting us know he's going to do his pleasure on Babylon. And his arm shall be against the Chaldeans. He says, I, even I. When he says something twice, if he had said, I have spoken this, that means he's spoken it to the prophets and the prophets spoke it for him. But when he says, I, even I have spoken it, that means he spoke it out of his own mouth. He says, yes, I have called him. I have brought him, and his way will prosper. He's telling us to come near to me. Hear this. So here he's telling us to come near and hear this. He says, I have not spoken in secret from the beginning. He says, from the time that it was, I was there. And now Yahuah Elohim and his spirit has sent me. Thus says Yahuah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am Yahuah, your Elohim. So he's telling us right here who he is. He's introducing himself to us as we came out of our slumber, out of our sleep, not knowing who we were. We were calling ourselves all kinds of things other than the children of Israel, because we know Psalms 83 after Psalms 83 taking place, the children of Israel, that name was remembered no more. The true children of Israel. So he says, thus says Yahuah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am Yahuah, your Elohim, who teaches you to profit. He is the only one that teaches us to profit, who leads you by the way you should go. Now, here is something that this is going to be for each and every one that's listening to this video. He says it's him who leads you by the way you should go. You should not be following any camps. You should not be following any man that says they proclaim themselves some type of leader. That's not who you should be following right now. Right now, you should be following him. He says, it's I who teaches you to profit, who leads you by the way you should go. So if you're not being led by him, then who are you led by? I mean, I would tell you, don't even follow me. That's not what I wouldn't tell anyone to follow me. I make mistakes and I miss things. If I miss something and you follow me, that means you're going to miss it. But what we should do, we should learn from each other. You can see something that I don't see, and then once you share it with me, then we both grow together. That's the name of the game here. We should be working together and growing together. In verse 18 says, oh, that you heeded my commandments. And see, we would not be in the shape that we are in today if we heeded his commandments. And he had to put that in there. We could have saved ourselves a lot of heartaches and pain. He says, then your peace would have been like a river, and your righteousness like the waves of the sea. Your descendants also have been like the sand, and the offsprings of your body like the grains of the sand. His name would not have been cut off, nor destroyed from before me. So if we had to heed his commandments, his name wouldn't have been cut off. Right now, even among the Israelites, that's been a hot topic, his name. In all of this fighting over the name, this name is the right name, that name is the right name. If you don't figure out the name for yourself, then you will be tossed to and from, because everybody have their own interpretation of that name. In verse 20, he said all that. Now we know who we are. We awaken. We're Israel. He said all that to say this. Go forth from Babylon. Flee from the Chaldeans. So right here lets us know, once he awake you and you know who you are, he's introduced himself to you, he spoke his name to you, he did not intend for you to remain in Babylon, because he's going to destroy Babylon. He says, go forth from Babylon. Flee from Chaldeans. He did not say, wait a year or two after you awaken. There is no scripture anywhere to give us any indication that there is a process of time that we must go through, a cleansing process. It's not in the scripture. I'm sorry. If it is, let me know, because I have not read it yet. He says, with a voice of singing, declare, proclaim this, utter it to the end of the earth. Say, Yahuah has redeemed his servant Jacob. This is supposed to be uttered to the end of the earth by Jacob, by us. And they did not thirst when he led them through the desert. So now we're getting an indication of where we're going once you flee Babylon. He's talking about the wilderness. They did not thirst when they went through the wilderness and through the deserts. He caused the waters to flow from rocks, from the rock, and he also split the rock, and the waters gushed out. So here he's letting us know what's on his heart and mind. He's intending on doing what he did before. He's intending on doing it again. And he also make mention, there is no peace, says Yahuah, for the wicked. So there will be no peace for the wicked. So my advice, don't follow me. This is not my word. My advice is to go back and read Isaiah 48. Read it over and over. Get it in your hearts, get it in your minds, and you let him deal with you. At the end of the day, it will be between you and him. But what I know for a fact, there's 144,000 that will be sealed. And that 144,000, some of them may still be in Babylon. This is the warning. When that last person of the 144,000 comes out, that's it for Babylon. That's when it's going to go. And no man knows. Listen to what I'm about to say here. No man knows when that last 144,000 going to come out of Babylon. But once he does, that's when the destruction comes. Shalom.